Here we go again. Let me turn this fucking music down, because it's... Shit. There's a big difference between headphones and being able to turn shit down on the TV. Right, I'll turn this fucking down. There we go. Now, I am not really any sort of expert. I'm sort of forcing my way through these games. I think mainly for 6 and getting back to 7 again. Okay, so, right. I finished this game like months ago. Already near the end of 4. And already... one thing that gets me to this straight away is... Yeah, you've got a job system. And... just look how much fucking gil I've got there. I've got 2 million gil. I've got nothing to spend that fucker on. Nothing. And this was my final setup. Now, I've already completed the game, but the problem with this game is as soon as you go into the final dungeon, there is no fucking escape. Luckily for the PlayStation, you can just... as long as you turn your console off and don't play another game, it saves your fucking state. And thank Christ for PlayStation. You know, you are a... not a thankful God. What's the term? You're a nice person console. Because if I had to restart this game over and over again inside this fucking end stage, I don't think I would have completed it. There may have been a way out of the final area, which I just did not know about. But when I was in there, I was like, look, I can't save, but I can heal. And I'm way too low level to be in this fucking dungeon. But I do think the Gil overprice has a point. And we will get to that. So, what is the story of this game? I've already forgotten. But it's every Final Fantasy game. So, from what I can remember, there's a shitload of crystals. And you kind of have to get those crystals. Because if the bad guy gets those crystals, bad things will happen. But if you're the good guy and you get the crystals, then not only will bad things not happen, but maybe even good things will happen. And you can also turn encounters on and off. Alright, big thing about the PlayStation 5 version of these games, you can turn encounters on and off. I'm just going to assume you couldn't do that in the original. That makes this game so much fucking easier. And see, oh shit, encounters are on. So these guys are pretty powerful. Remember, this is the forest outside of the final section of the game, and I'm one-shotting motherfuckers easily. You get inside that final area, you are fine for survival. So, good things about this game, from what I can remember. Final Fantasy II had a real weird leveling up system. Where it was based around, if you used a shitload of magic, your magic got better. If you got hit a lot, your hit points got better. And I assume if you just sat around and playing with yourself, you became king of the masturbators. But it was new, it was original. This went back to straight leveling up, but this one had a little lemon twist thrown in there. Is that you could change your jobs. So let's have a look at some of the jobs that we could experience. So, I think you could start off as an onion knight. I read the word onion and thought, I don't know, that class kind of sounds like it stinks. So, but go with the basics. You warrior, your monk, your white mage, your black mage. If you want to be the weird person in the party, you go for a red mage. And then suddenly all this shit just starts fucking loading up later. You're barred. I'm sure the bard is like the best class in the game if you level it up to 40 and you learn bard spit venom in someone's fucking crotch attack. Don't fucking know. Usually, like all games of this sort, I have a guy, well, I usually have two guys who hit really hard. A mage, just in case I feel a little bit spicy, and then a healer. And you get that from the start. So, what were the actual upgrades? Well, Knight, well, as you can see, that's where I ended up. But this game is kind of deceptive, because the main things that it does is minor stat changes, and then equipable stuff. So, let's go back up to our warrior. He can equip a shitload of shit. Let's go to our white mage. Yeah, they can equip some stuff. But if you look at what they can equip compared to, say, my warrior, it's not a lot. But then you start going down and you experiment the fuck out of this, just trying to find out what's actually worth your time. Not with Bundy there, but one of my characters, I went in Scholar. And I think Scholar, you could, like, find out things' weaknesses. If I remember rightly, like, you would go on bosses, and you couldn't find out what the boss's weaknesses were. Pointless, right? Geomancer. I don't even know what the fucking Geomancer is. Dragoon. I know that's become a staple of Final Fantasy, but unless your average hits don't do above, like, 3,000, I really don't care about your fucking time. Just look at some of the Viking. You see what I mean? This is your starting thing. A warrior. Oh yeah, you get a monk as well. I thought warrior and monk would be a nice hit combo. Healing for the white mage, and just in case something died instantly from a fucking fire spell, I'll throw that in as well. Or mainly it's for really have a mage in case you fight something which is, like, what they call it, like jellies or flans. It doesn't matter how hard you fucking hit. If you, like, any physical attack has no sort of, like, danger to them. Like, you could be 10 levels above them, you're still only doing 1 hit point. Yeah, they've only got 63 hit points, but that's a lot of time to be sat around with Battle on Auto. Which, thank God for Battle on Auto. That fucking saved me a lifetime. So yeah, you're basically going to go for 2 attackers, a white mage, and a magic caster. And then you get all this shit. Evoker. What the... Black belt. Oh, and this is where you just get straight up upgrades. So you will hit points in the story where it's like, you defeated a boss. Suddenly you have gone from some monk into a black belt. You think, oh my fucking god, I'm a black belt now. Shit, just think about all the fucking, how better I am than the fucking monk. But you also see job level 1. And I ain't talking about you've got to do 100 battles to get to level 100. I think of this as more a retirement fund for your black belt. So you kind of got to ask yourself a question. Do you just go basic? Or do you just skip an entire mid-section? And then as soon as you get the good shit, just go for that? And the truth of the answer is, earn a shitload of money like I did. And I did not know this at the time. What you want are a shitload of ninjas. And I'll tell you why. Like any Final Fantasy game, you will accumulate a large amount of items. Now, let's have a look at some of these items. So you got your usual gnomish bread. Never leave the house without it. Fire blizzard. Just off at the side in case you need it. Incense. What the fuck is that? I'm, I'm sure he could summon shit. I don't know. Anyway, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Now what have we got here? Ribbon. See, I know Ribbon from Final Fantasy. Prevents many kinds of status ailments. Shellbreaker. Don't dispels. Hellish Claws. Oh, what's a Shuriken? A ninja's projectile weapon. Let's fuse cruiser. Well, it's got a pretty good attack. What this game offers you just before you finish it, you meet some guy in like some dwarven fucking underground area. It's like, oh yeah, I can sell you shit. I can sell you, I don't know, some some helms. Yeah, I could sell you a couple of swords. Oh, I could sell you some shurikens. And you're looking at everything else. You think, shuriken? It's only got an attack of 140. My fucking hellish claws have got an attack of 109. In fact, my holy lance isn't. Well, let's just look at your other kind of shit. Let's go and equip. So I've got Ragnarok, which is 145. That's looking like a pretty good weapon. Bumping all my stats up. I've got Masamune. We're looking about the 140 marks. He's got his Omni Rod. He's a fucking mage. What are mages? And a sage. Yeah, she's a bit low. She's got two of the fuckers, so it's gonna hit hard. Now, I've got for my ninja, my Sumune. 140. Why the fuck am I going to buy shurikens? The reason you buy shurikens is the ninja has an ability called throw. Now you can throw pretty much any weapon you want. It's going to cause some attack. But what you don't know is, if you buy shurikens, what you've basically done is enter a cheat code to say, I can't be asked for a challenge. I will defeat this game at my own fucking time. I'll do it in the next 10 minutes if you want. So every game has their sort of breaking... It's not even a bug. It's designed that way. I had to do the final boss so many times. It was disgusting. You know what I found out? I threw out some of these shurikens with old Rictus the ninja there. Pretty much killed everything in one hit. Then I remembered the guy which I could buy shurikens from. You know what I spent more time doing than defeating the final dungeon? I spent more time trying to escape the final dungeon to get back to that guy who sold those shurikens. I could have cleared this game 10 hours earlier if I could have got back to that guy. But you level up, you think, no, I spent all this time leveling up, not going to do that. And to get back to this level in a lazy pace, you probably use all those shurikens up. And they're fucking expensive. So if I had any sort of advice to anybody, you don't need 4 ninjas. I mean, blanket. Oh, these my typical characters, by the way. Usually I have a Bundy, the leader, Rictus, the DPS, Token if I've got a black guy, and Blanket if I've got a white mage. I did come up with those names on the spot. Blanket mainly is because in Final Fantasy 1, it's literally some chick who's like wrapped up in a fucking blanket. I think you know where Token comes from, and then, yeah, so and so. So I don't even need playing of this game. It's about crystals, and yeah, it's not that you want crystals, you just don't want bad guy to get crystals. I suppose it's a problem when you've not played a game in a couple of months. But I don't know. It's not as infuriating as 2, but any of these old Final Fantasies are just kind of a slog. I definitely think there's a repetition issue with Final Fantasy. I don't. I've been playing these games with like weeks. Well, I'd say like I finish one, I start another one, and then it's a good week before I start playing the next one properly. Because there is fatigue. Like, fucking final fatigue. It's a good job these games were spaced out by years when they first came out. If these games came out every, like, 6 months, Final Fantasy would be goddamn near unplayable. So, I guess positives and negatives. Don't think that because I've got gripes with it, you will not enjoy this game. I barely remember it at all. Like, 2 had a lot of things about its combat system. Maybe there's been too many things going on in my life right now, but Jesus Christ, like, if you gotta play it, no, if you want to play it, play it. If you're working your way through the series. But on reflection, when the most interesting thing is like how bad the job system is, chances are it's not necessarily a bad game, but you've played way too much of it. So I've got 4 coming up, and I'll finish it. I'll finish it quick. But goddamn, all I want to do is play 7. I just want to play 7. That's all I want to do. I haven't played 7 properly in so long. But to play 7, I need to play 6. Because Final Fantasy fans, like the Sega, the Nintendo, like purists, like, oh, Final Fantasy 6 is so much better than 7. And I'm sure purists out there will say, oh, 6 like sucks compared to 2. So I was like, but 2? You like 2? Like 4 is so much a like fucking like better game. And people are looking, oh, do you ever play the original? People, and it's like, play the original, dude. Play fucking 5. That's a real game. So I need to put these in some sort of order. Of like genuine feeling, you know what I mean? Like I played 7, I felt that shit. I don't. Maybe 1 because 1 didn't feel new because it was the first time I played it. 1 felt new because it was like, oh shit, the systems in this game, and actually 3 kind of follows them, like MP. Instead of having like 97 MP and like cure cost 3 and like big cure cost fucking 18, which every RPG ended up being. No, this is like cure is MP level 1, and you got 4 of those. Well, you can cast a cure MP level 3, but you can only do that once. Oh, and that's also you're in tuner. So you can either heal a guy or remove some sort of like fucking status element. Yeah. Choose wisely, motherfucker, because only 2 people in your party even have MP. The other 2 are fighters, and one of them's turned fucking stone right now. So you choose wisely. So, actually, one positive thing about 3 is it resumed that from 1. And I believe that I said from 1, it's like, this might be better. Like, so cumbersome. So fucking cumbersome. Like, to the point where it's, oh, do you want to resurrect someone or cast holy? Like, choose well, motherfucker. You can only do it 3 times, and not just 3 times this battle. You can only do it 3 times unless you like sleep at a hotel, or you've got one of only 82 ethers in this world, which is a lot until you try to start leveling up, and you're blasting magic out like it's fucking free. Yeah. So once again, with a lot of Final Fantasy style games, you kind of remember the ride until you start thinking about the story, and then you're like, what was the fucking story? It involved fucking crystals, and I was gonna get a crystal, but oh shit, the bad guy of the story got the crystal just before I was about to get it. But one of my friends sacrificed himself to get the thing that I didn't get. Oh, but at least I got out of the situation. So Guy died so I could get out of the situation, but I didn't get the thing I wanted to get because the bad guy got it. So at the end of the game, the bad guy's got all the things, but I shall defeat the bad guy when he's at his strongest power because he's got all the things. That's every fucking Final Fantasy game. With a little, like, sprinkles of character development on top of it. You notice I'm not talking about the story at all. I don't need to. I played it, and at some point I got bored, and that was fucking weeks ago, and I'm on to the next, like, the game after this game. But if it wasn't for the fact I wasn't playing this directly after its two predecessors, it's a good fucking game. The only thing about games like this, it revolves around leveling up. So you will just run around in fucking lines. Not even circles, that's too demanding. You will sit there with a bag of, like, fucking Maltesers or protein shake, whatever your poison, and just run your characters back and forth until the screen goes and, like, circles in on itself, and then suddenly a goblin and some sort of, like, fucking wood elf appears, and then you press the square button to auto combat, and even you're not even going to get your white mage and black mage to do actual spells. You're just going to automatically set them to attack just to save their MP. You'll spend time doing this, and I'm an overleveler. So yeah, I could probably take out the fucking Ice Witch of Garel Mandaloo at level 28 if I perfectly, like, do all my spells and, do the exact right configuration. Or I could go 6 levels higher and just, like, whack her out of existence just using my 2 attackers. I'm more of the latter. I can't be done with fucking around. I can do all the things while I'm leveling. And that's what Final Fantasy is. Actually, yeah, that's what Final Fantasy is in a nutshell. Yeah, shit. Wow, that's a good point. See, Final Fantasy VII, you could have level up sections. In fact, there's one in Junon, which I remember, which... in Junon, there's like an army base, and you can turn on an alarm, and you will fight soldiers, like, higher level than you, but they're not that hard to kill. Like, no, don't get me wrong, the first, like, 30 might be hard to kill. But by that point, you've already leveled up, like, 10 levels, so you're just killing these motherfuckers. So at that point, after a couple of hours, you are, like, 10 levels above what you need to be at that point in the game. And for the rest of the game, as long as you keep upgrading your party as necessary, you can walk through that fucking game at that point, and it takes like 3 hours. But these entire games is you never really get to upgrade. You never get to upgrade points. All you do is you battle your way through the dungeon. You're fighting people equal level to you, and then get to the boss, who's always like 5 levels higher than everyone else in there. So you slog and you defeat him, And then there's no point ever going back. So you're just constantly trudging forward. Like, just running, trying to run through mud. And every time you think you've got a good stance, you know, they just throw quicksand into the mud. I'm babbling like crazy because there's nothing about this game I can talk about. And I suppose my point is, it was pretty good, but this is the point in the series where I started to get fatigue. And once again, if it was spread across years instead of months, that fatigue wouldn't sit in. But my God, I'm on 4, and I'm like, I'm 3 away. I'm fucking 3 away from the game I want to play. But that is RPG fatigue. So, should you play it? Yeah, fucking play it. Just don't blame me if you fucking throw your PlayStation out the window before you finish.